Welcome to the World of Screens podcast, episode 10. On today's show, Pete and I will be reviewing Freakier Friday and Weapons, two vastly different films, and we'll obviously be looking at last weekend in the Australian box office, as always. Peter Gray, Rotten Tomatoes certified critic man from the AU Review. How are you on this lovely Friday? This Freakier Friday, perhaps?
Oh, I couldn't ask for better marketing if we tried. Um, I'm
Disney,
fantastic.
cash that check, baby.
Yeah, I'm fantastic. And I think maybe from now on, instead of Rotten Tomato, it's like, look, you're just gonna have to call me a good bellwether critic.
The
That's what we're
bellwether
going for.
critic. Josh and
Yeah,
we spoke about it last week. Josh and I spoke about it more in depth the week before because that's when the article came out. But
yeah,
the bellwether critic of the Peter Gray test himself,
yeah.
you're
And like,
pretty
look,
goddamn good.
and this isn't just, this isn't just me being like, that's what I want to be called because I'm an asshole. It's there's a legitimate article written about me.
There's a real article.
And it was wild to be contacted and to find out that there is such a thing. So it's me just reveling in the fact that people know who I am, basically.
I think there should be a point where people are reached out to on a weekly basis, perhaps for a segment on this show, as to how much money they earned based on the Peter Gray test. That's what I think. It's the
Yeah,
Peter Gray
because
test, is it? Is the Peter Gray test or the Peter
it's the
Gray
Peter Gray
test?
test.
Peter
Yeah.
Gray test. That's right.
Because I'd certainly like to know how much money I'm making people because I'm not making anything.
because I'm going to ask for a cut of it,
Um,
as always.
because notoriously and famously, critics make so much money.
I mean, it's why critics live in the Hamptons, as they
It really
say.
is. Yeah,
Because it's all those checks we get from the PR companies for writing good reviews.
right.
That's what
Yeah,
makes us
it's
so rich. That's why we're so
why do you
fucking
think?
rich.
Yeah, why do you think at 2 p.m. on a Friday afternoon, Nick and I can just do this? Hey.
Don't tell my job. Like, that's exactly why we can do this.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Well, welcome, as always, to the World of Screens podcast. Thank you for listening. If you are watching us on YouTube, you can like, you can subscribe, you can comment, you can see our wonderful faces, our freshly caffeinated faces. But if you're listening, head to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you are, subscribe to the feed there. It helps us a lot. It gets us noticed and recognized. Worldofscreens.com. Go to the email list. Find a review. It comes straight to your inbox. You don't have to go looking for it. We'll send it to you. But also, we got giveaways happening at worldofscreens.com. How exciting is that? We're giving away movie.
Amazing. All
So
of the things.
if you want to win movie tickets, subscribe to the email list, worldofscreens.com. Follow us at worldofscreens on Instagram. All your support is incredibly helpful. Peter Gray, what's going on?
I just have a quick question
I have an answer.
for the giveaway. So obviously,
Yes.
AU review, we run
Mm,
giveaways as
mm,
well. And
yes.
we've kind of just, you sort of choose winners at random, or if
Yep.
you ask a question and they give you a good answer, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. I had a uh response for my weapons
Yes. The
competition.
giveaway. Yep.
And uh they in their answer, they obviously use Chat GPT
Oh, interesting.
because in their answer they had copied and pasted Chat GPT says this. And I'm like, am I in a position or is it deemed
Jesus Christ.
like wrong in any way that like I want to contact the person and be like,
Yeah.
heads up,
Yeah.
please don't use that. Or if you're going to,
Get rid of where it
get rid of it.
says.
Because I was like, and like, I know that I shouldn't like, I know
I
that I
know
shouldn't
what you
care as
mean.
much because I'm like, it's a competition. Cool. It's movie tickets. And I'm like,
90% of the time, it's random selections.
and
Yeah.
I'm also meant to be just like, not a, like,
You're supposed to be like a partisan sort of like, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But it was like, I obviously haven't personally emailed this person. But it was really, really tempting to just to be like, heads up,
Yeah.
I don't ever want to see ChatGPT on my responses ever again.
So this is funny because this is the nature of the giveaways, and this is like a little behind the curtain for everyone.
Yeah.
So for those who follow me at Nick's Flicks Fix, my personal movie account, which all the World of Screens stuff goes on anyway. So
Oh
you would
yeah,
have
yeah.
seen a lot of my shit. But I used to do giveaways. I still do, just do giveaways on Nick's Flicks Fix.
Hmm.
I have someone, and obviously a lot of people enter, and a lot of the same people enter,
Hmm.
which is fine because there's people who literally just use Instagram to hunt for competitions.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I do is you have to share the post because obviously it helps the engagement. It's a back and forth thing. I'm doing the
Yeah.
competition to help my engagement to grow my following.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing.
Exactly, and you might get
Yeah.
some free movie tickets out of it. It's a pretty
Yeah.
good deal.
Yeah.
I have someone who, for the last year,
Hmm.
has taken a screenshot of the story. They're going to share it, and it's just before they press share, so it's on the story template page.
Hmm.
Take a screenshot of it and send that to me, thinking I'm going to go, oh yeah, they've shared my story. They've shared my post on their story.
Hmm.
Even though everyone else who shares a story, it comes through, this person shared your post, this person shared your post. This
Yeah.
person comes up as sent a photo, and they obviously
Right.
have then not shared it on their own personal page. And I just sit there and I go, you go to that much effort to
Hmm.
like fake share the post and then
Yeah.
send me this illegitimate proof of it rather than just sharing it. And if you want the tickets that bad, just share it. It's all good.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I have entered competitions, but I don't enter too many. So
Yeah.
I don't get the whole mindset behind it, but
Yeah.
Pete, I don't get it.
It's yeah.
I'm the same though. I'm almost like, why? That's all I want to do. But I'm also like, I've got other shit to do.
That's it. That's it. Like ultimately
I'm
it's like
busy.
I shouldn't care this much and I shouldn't
Fuck
put
no.
so much energy into it. But it was just one of those things where I'm like, everybody else has either
Mhm.
personally thought of an answer, or if they've used ChatGPT, they've gotten rid of the fact that they use ChatGPT.
Yep.
And like it could be triggering because I'm also like, I'm sick of ChatGPT and AI and everything
Mm.
bleeding its way into movie reviewing.
Yes.
Um, because
Just journalism in general. Yeah.
because I also know that there is a critic, whatever. There is someone who is wildly illiterate and now has reviews that are very, very easy to read because they
Mm.
have 100% put their ramblings through AI.
Right.
Um, and it frustrates me
Yeah.
because
I
this
think that's
person
fair.
is still at events and is just a kind of crappy human being. But anyway, it's just annoying seeing the technology
Mm.
used in that way when it's like all you have to do is answer a question and it's 25 words or less and you can't do that.
It's yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, that was just my little question and my little rant.
Yeah.
So
Hey, it's fair.
maybe that person, but maybe that person won't be winning competitions going
Perhaps.
forward. Maybe it's like this is your punishment for a while.
Mm.
So
But do you want to win competitions? Go to
yeah, like please enter,
worldscreens.com. No,
obviously.
yeah, no, absolutely. Just do it correctly.
But
That's
just
all we
do it
ask.
legitimately or
That's all
be
we
more
ask.
stealth about it.
Or be exactly. Go if you're gonna
Yeah,
go to the extended effort to
yeah.
not do it properly, go to the extended effort.
Because I was like, it actually like it takes up a decent amount of time to put these competition posts
Yeah,
together. Like,
100%.
like
On
I was
top
like,
of everything else, right? Like
I
that's
was
it.
like, yeah, it's just
It's weird.
do do better, be
Do
better.
better.
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, Pete, speaking of do better,
Yes, Nick.
the first movie we're going to review today, I think, did better because it's a sequel that I weirdly think might be better than the original, and
Wow.
that's Freakier
Those are
Friday.
them those are them fighting words.
Change the hearts you know are wrong to reach the place where you belong.
Oh my god, what is hhappening?
Okay, it's
Who am I?
It's me, it's Mom.
If you're me and I'm you, then who's that?
I'm Grandma, sweetheart.
22 years after Tess and Anna. Anna? Is Anna or is Anna in the States? I never know. I'm going to say Anna.
I'm pretty sure it's Anna because can you imagine them going Anna?
Anna.
Anna.
I'm going to say Anna.
Yeah.
22 years after Tess and Anna endured an identity crisis, Anna now has a daughter and soon to be stepdaughter. As they navigate the challenges that come when two families merge, Tess and Anna discover that lightning might strike twice.
Mm.
So, Freakier Friday is the sequel to 2003's Freaky Friday. This film is directed by Nisha Ganatra and written by Jordan Weiss. Seeing cast returning Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan, Mark Harmon, Chad Michael Murray, Stephen Tobolowsky, and more reprising their respective roles. But Julia Butters, Sophia Hammonds in her feature film debut, and Manny Jacinto join the cast for this sequel. Pete, I know you know this, but I'm going to say it for the listeners. I saw Freaky Friday 2003 for the first time about 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
It was a staple of my generation's childhood.
Hmm.
It was a film that I knew about. I was aware of its cultural impact. I was a Parent Trap kid growing up. That was my Lindsay Lohan film. Loved that movie because as a young boy, there was two of her, and I was like, "This is great, double the crush." But just never saw Freaky Friday. Watched it 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious. I genuinely think Jamie Lee Curtis is giving like an awards-worthy performance in that movie. I thought Lindsay Lohan was great. Very funny, very punk rock 2000s Disney coded family entertainment. You're a fan of Freaky Friday, I believe, from our conversations. You like this movie, right?
Yes. So, I'm like the wild difference in the fact that I was 20 when Freaky Friday came out.
You don't need to do that to yourself, Pete. God damn.
Actually, no, I
You
was
would have been younger.
I
You
was
would
19.
because I was
18,
8.
18.
Yeah.
2003, 18. Not gonna age myself that
Don't
much.
age yourself, man.
Um, but no, like I think like any good gay boy, Lindsay Lohan is like she's queen status,
She's
and I
like in
do
Queen
like
territory. Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan has one of the best quotes from her. I've done a lot of bad things and I've pissed a lot of people off, but she's like, but I've never pissed off the gays, and we're like, you haven't, Lindsay, we love you.
She's
Um,
queen.
but yeah, like so I, saw this movie. I had seen the original. So fun fact, Jodie Foster as a kid was
Wow.
the daughter in like the 1970s version.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd seen that. Then there was like a really, really popular, like I guess made for TV one.
Hmm.
So I remember seeing that. And by the time like Freaky Friday, the movie came out, like obviously Lindsay was known for like Parent Trap.
Yeah.
And she'd done like
This is
Life
a Disney era.
Size
Yeah.
and things like
Disney
that. And
film
she
era.
was on very short-lived sitcom Bet with Bette Midler.
Oh. Yeah.
So Freaky Friday was kind of like her. It was definitely like the introduction of like Lindsay Lohan as like a
Star.
lead
Yeah.
actress sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously from then on, Mean Girls
The
had a
early
pop career.
2000s was
She was,
Lindsay Lohan. Yeah.
but yeah, I saw Freaky Friday. Went with mum, and it was just like it's so funny. It's just
It's
like
really funny. Yeah.
and obviously like it is one of those movies where I feel like mothers and daughters maybe they get more
Mm,
out of it, or they can
sure.
see their way into it a bit more. But I was like, I think I think any parent and child, there's a connection there.
Totally.
But aside from that, it's very well written. It's very
Yeah.
funny. Jamie
It's
Lee
a cool
Curtis
concept. It's a really
was
cool concept.
rightfully nominated for a Golden Globe for it.
Mhm.
And this was when Jamie Lee Curtis was also like, not that she was in a
It was
career.
like the start of resurgence because she had like Halloween
She had
H2O
like
around this
H2O, which
time.
kind of brought her back, and then then there was like, and then it kind of like dipped again, and then it was kind of like Halloween 2018 that really sort of gave her I feel like the career resurgence really started there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just you've got these two people just playing off each other so well.
Mm.
And it's like Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are pretty much the reason why it works as well as it does
Their
because
dynamic, their chemistry,
because
just
body swap comedies, like they're pretty foolproof, but a lot of the time it really also comes down to
but how
who the
often does
person
it
is.
how often before Freaky Friday was it happening with like someone who was a teenager and someone who was in
Yeah.
their late 30s, early 40s?
Yeah, like it's
It was
usually
such
like,
a
oh, we'll
drastic
have a
jump.
man and a woman swap, or we'll have
Exactly.
two like opposing people of the same age. But yeah,
Yeah.
this was like, and so then it was really fun to see like Jamie Lee Curtis like play a teenager playing an adult, and Lindsay
Mm.
Lohan playing an adult playing a teenager. Like it
Yeah.
was, yeah. And so this was one of those movies that I didn't think we were going to get a sequel for,
Yes.
especially because Lindsay Lohan, unfortunately, there was
There was
massive ups
speed
and
bumps.
downs
There was, yeah,
with
yeah,
her.
for sure.
But to have them back and to bring like everybody else back,
Mm,
to fold in this new sort of story with like the stepdaughters,
yep.
just opened itself up to like a lot of possibility. And it it executes it like so like I think this movie is genuinely going to take everybody by surprise because I imagine there'll be a lot of people that are just fans of the movie that are like, we're going to go see the sequel regardless. And
Hmm.
you're like, great, turn out for it. But I'm like, but this movie is like, because I think, as Nick said, like, it's funnier and sweeter than I think a lot of people will be expecting. And
Agree. Yeah.
it's not just a teen, it's not just a girly movie.
No, God,
Um,
no.
like when Nick, because like I didn't know that Nick, you hadn't seen the original.
No.
But it's also not one that we've like. It's not
It's
something
never
that
like
we've
come
discussed
into our
recently.
conversation of like, yeah,
Yeah. So, but it was like when Nick, when you really responded well to Clueless,
right, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
was
which I
the
love. I
way
love
that
Clueless.
I was like, oh my God, amazing. So when you saw Freakier Friday, because I was like, okay, he liked Freaky Friday, but that doesn't mean he'll like Freakier Friday. And I really liked Freakier Friday. So it was like, oh, what's this going to be? So then when Nick was like,
I
oh my
messaged you
God,
immediately
I
after I
really
left the
loved that.
film.
I
I was
was
like, I
like,
loved Freaky
oh,
Friday.
I was like,
Pete,
thank,
no one's as
thank
shocked
the
as
Lord.
I am.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, Nick was genuinely what what is happening? Like,
I
I know that
think it's
everyone is
it's
expecting the straight guy to be like, yeah, all right, Freaky Friday, and then he's
I
like,
Pete, I
oh my
sat
God, I really liked it.
because our usual gang of people I didn't get to see it with, I was sitting by myself. It was, and this isn't just generalizing, I was there, this is what I saw. A lot of gals getting
Hmm.
together to go see it, a lot of parents, mums and dads bringing their young daughters. I was the weird 30-year-old dude sitting by himself in a Freakier Friday session. That was me. And I loved it. It's genuinely one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah.
It's well made, first of all, because
Mm.
I don't think a lot of people are going to go watch it and be like, oh, that looked amazing. The cinematography was great. But I think it
Mm.
visually and aesthetically really captures the heart, that punk rock feeling of the original, because people forget, and it's a whole plot in this film. And it was a rock star. She wanted to
Yeah.
be a rock star, and she has a punk rock band. And the aesthetic and the tone and the vibe of the film very much replicates that. It's this
Yeah.
like very cool punk rock sort of feeling. It's hilarious.
Oh,
Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan have not missed a beat.
no.
The scene where, so for the context of the story, it is Lindsay, it is Jamie Lee, it is the two stepdaughters do a mix match swapping bodies. Lindsay Lohan swaps with her daughter, Jamie Lee Curtis swaps with the stepdaughter. And when it's this young British girl, she's a fashionista, she wants to be in the world of fashion, sees that she looks like Jamie Lee Curtis, who, by the way, has aged incredibly well for a woman in her 60s.
Yeah.
But watching Jamie Lee Curtis look in the mirror and go, I look like a Birkin bag that's been left out in the sun, pissing myself laughing. I thought it was hilarious. Her delivery is great. Jamie Lee Curtis is a very self-aware lady. She's
Mm.
dedicated to the bit. So it's very funny, but then just the hijinks. Like there's a scene where Lindsay Lohan runs into Chad Michael Murray again 22 years later, and the young girls in the adult bodies are trying to flirt in the way that they think would work. And the way Lindsay Lohan sells the physical comedy of that bit, I was in stitches.
Yeah.
So it's hilarious. But the biggest thing about this film is it's hard. It's really
Oh,
sweet. It's super charming. It's a story about found family, broken family, coming together, self-acceptance, identity. It's all these like very topical themes, I think, not just for teenage girls, but for just teenagers in general, these Gen Zers who are so self-obsessed with identity in a good way.
mm.
It's just sweet. It's super nice. There were tears had at the end. I was just listening earlier today. Mark Kermode's a critic in the UK. He's 62 years old. He's been a critic forever. And he was like, oh, I was impartial going into Freaky Friday. And he's like, I was crying by the third act
Mm.
because it's just universal themes that work really well. And it's just executed to perfection. I genuinely loved this movie.
It's I think that that was what not that like it's weird, not that it should have taken me by surprise because the
Sure.
first film does it as well, but I think because it's got the added element of these two younger girls and obviously like Harper and Lily are the two younger girls
Mm-hmm.
and we know that they don't like each other. So it's like when Harper's mum, which is Anna, and Lily's dad uh, Eric, who is played by Manny Jacinto, who I'll just say,
Brilliant. So good.
like put this man as a leading man in a rom-com
Has
straight away.
potentially the best arms of any man I've seen in a film this year.
Oh, he's
He's a
beautiful.
good looking rooster.
Um,
And nails the British accent. I thought he was British. I was like,
yeah,
has he been doing the American accent the whole time? No.
yeah.
He does a great British
So
accent.
this dynamic of them like not liking each other and then sort of being forced to be family
Yeah.
brings about a lot of like dramatic tension.
Mm-hmm.
And it also means that it's like it hits that much harder when Harper and Lily, who are in the bodies of Tess and Anna, sort of learn, I guess, like learn how certain things are perceived. Like
Yes. Yes.
Harper, when she's in the body of Lindsay Lohan, she's just like, I want our parents to break up because then
Yes.
we can go back to our separate lives. And when she realizes how much Eric loves Anna,
Her mum. Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
she's like, oh my God, she's like, your dad knows my mum so well.
Mm.
She's like, oh, like he
So
actually,
sweet.
like
It's
he
so sweet.
genuinely loves her. And like then her plan to break them up kind of backfires. She's like, I kind of can't do this because
Mm.
he's actually really good for my mum. And then when, Lily, who's like, I don't want to live here, and sort of
Yeah.
finds out everything, and then like and when she's in Jamie Lee Curtis's body, it's like, oh, this is so much bigger than me. And like the whole reason I wanted to run away was because leaving my original home was like almost disconnecting from her mother who's passed away, but it was all about like, yeah, but Lindsay Lohan isn't replacing your mother.
No.
It's just like it's stuff that
It's
like
just nice.
it's really nice. And also
It's
like
just sweet.
and it was one of those things where I was like, obviously I never really had to deal with like when my dad passing away, I never really had to
Mm.
deal with like someone replacing him
Sure.
because I was so young that it's
Yeah.
like whoever was there was there.
Yeah.
But like I can see my way into that story of
Of
like,
course.
well, you're so it's like you're so protective of your parent
Hmm.
that you're like, no, I don't want anything coming in to
No.
disrupt this. Like we've got our dynamic and I like it and it works. So
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
I very much was like, yeah, I understand the daughter being like, no, no, like we're fine. I don't
Yeah.
want someone else. And then you meet someone else and you're like, oh, they're actually really,
They're all
really
right, and
good
they're
for
really
us.
good for them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's
It's
sweet
just sweet.
and
It's
yeah,
authentic too. Like there's
yeah,
no cheap grab or cheap pull at the heartstrings or anything like that. I think the way it's all built up and the way sort of when that third act comes around, it feels very well earned by that
yeah.
point. And there's a scene. It's a very predictable movie.
Oh yeah,
There is no like if you're watching this film, you know how it's going to end, and that's okay. Like there
yeah.
is no big twist or reveal where it's gonna like try and rip your heart out. But there is just a really touching scene between Lily, who has Tessa's spirit in her body. So it's
Mm,
this young British girl talking to Mark Harmon about Tess, and it's
mm.
just beautiful. And it just shows that after 22 years, like no matter how crazy life has been, he's still around and just understands her as well. And it's just this nice little touching moment where Mark Harmon really gets to like this beautiful monologue about the longevity of love and stuff. It's super fucking sweet. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. And I'm also just I'm gonna shout out two of the SNL performers that are in this film. So
Yes.
Vanessa Bayer,
So
who
funny.
she plays
She's a
Diffie
psychic.
awkwardness so well, and she's kind of the psychic that unintentionally makes the body swap. Like I love when she kind of realizes she's like, oh my God, it worked. Like I was not expecting this.
Yeah,
So
there's a
she's like a
lot
lot
less
of
maliciousness as opposed to the Chinese restaurant owner in the
yeah,
first
yeah, like
place.
yeah, like in the first one, the Chinese the restaurant one, they're like, no, no, we're gonna purposely do this. Whereas Vanessa Bay is just like, I was just sprouting stuff and I didn't think it would work.
The best bit with her is that how she's giving all these business cards for all these business she owns. And she goes, I actually also own a business card
God
printing business,
business.
which is why I have so many businesses. She's great.
And
It's
then
so
and
funny.
then they're like, oh, she does readings at Starbucks, so we'll be able to talk to her. And then she finishes up. She's like, I'm actually on shift
Shifts,
right
I've
now.
got to go.
I was like, oh,
She
great.
was very funny.
Her and then Chloe Fineman, who I loved so much on SNL, and
Yeah, which
she
is
pops
great.
up in this film as a weird Australian dance
Was
teacher.
it Australian or was it New Zealand? I thought she was trying to be a
Oh,
Kiwi at some point. There was just a
yeah,
couple
but
of
I al-
like, who knows? Americans
yeah,
just think we all sound the
but
same.
yeah, I also think it's that like that that American bit of like, well, all Australians talk like this.
Yeah,
Like, come on, Eric, let's get your dancing shoes. Like it's that, but I was like, I don't care because Chloe Fineman is
she's
hilarious,
hilarious.
and that scene is just like
That
so
scene's great. Again,
bonkers.
Lindsay Lohan's physical comedy in that
Yeah,
scene when
yeah,
they want to change from the waltz to hip hop, and Chloe
yeah.
Fineman's like, "It's just all in the pelvis. It's just in the pelvis." It's great. It's funny, and it's good
It's
because this movie, like Freaky Friday, had these random bits. This
yeah.
just has the biggest laugh out of me, and people laughed, but we all know how fucking weird I am with certain things we laugh at. Case in point, we'll talk about it with weapons. Um, is when there's a food fight at the school at this
Yeah,
stall, and a mime runs in. Firstly, why is a mime at the school? But secondly,
yeah.
the mime runs into frame and announces the food fight, but says nothing. Just goes, and I laughed my ass off. I was like, that's hilarious, and has no need or reason to be in the film, but
Yeah,
it's funny. It's just super
yeah,
funny. So
yeah.
it's just great comedy. I just think, yeah, I laughed a lot more. And this is again not degrading the original. Like I just laughed more. I was more emotionally invested. I think the slate of like Disney live action films or legacy sequels or remakes or what have they been doing has been more miss than hit. But
Mm,
one to hit and hit this hard probably makes it stand out a little bit more.
yeah.
But it, again, just in the grand scheme of 2025, it's one of my favorite movies of the year. And if you asked me in January, will Freakier Friday be on your top list?
Yeah,
We would have said you're a fucking joker. But no, here we are, eating my
yeah.
words. I loved Freakier Friday.
And you know what? It seems like the early word is that everyone else is loving it too, because critically it's up in the 80s,
I
I
think so. I
think.
think it's
Um,
86 at the moment, which is
and it's
crazy.
and it's I think it has like I think it's projected to be between 30 and $35 million opening weekend. I was like,
Wow.
that's pretty much going to make it budget back within a week.
Yeah.
I'd also really love to see, I feel like Jamie Lee and Lindsay could both be in the Best Actress Comedy
Golden Globe chat.
conversation because they're both
I think that's
so,
reasonable.
so good.
I think that's
And
reasonable.
also, I really hope that this is like the start of the next step for Lindsay Lohan because,
Mm.
like, yeah, you can go on a deep dive as to,
Yeah.
but I mean, she genuinely looks
Looks incredible.
incredible.
Yeah.
She has just completely turned her,
Mm.
life and image around. And watching her in this, you're just you're a movie star. Like
Got the
you
star
just
potential.
have that
Out of me, star potential.
you have that quality that makes you instantly watchable. And I'd really love to see like where she goes from here and what kind of because like Lindsay Lohan was getting like she was working with incredible directors and getting incredible roles like in her sort of prime.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting to see like what she does with it now that she's a lot more centered and a lot more like like grown up
Grown up.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Strong recommends for Freakier Friday. And
Yeah.
just before Pete, you mentioned box office, which let's just segue in. Let's
All
look at
right.
the
Why
last
not?
weekend at the
Yeah.
bloody Australian box office.
Let's go.
Uh, as supported. Let's go. It's all in the pelvis. As supplied, as always, by Numero Box Office. Now, I'm going to do it a little bit differently this week
Oh,
because for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the same four movies in
yes,
the
very
top
true.
four. Number one, once again, Fantastic Four First Steps
Mm.
at 3.6 million. Number
Okay.
two, Superman, 1.4 million.
Mm.
Number three, Jurassic World, 1.1. Basically, it's $25 away from 1.2 million.
Wow.
And F1 the movie, 1.1 million at number four.
Okay. Okay.
All still earning over a
Over $1
million
million.
dollars. They're doing really well. They're
Wow.
doing really well.
Yeah.
But we've spoken about them enough. People know our feelings about how they're tracking at the box office. Let's talk about the two movies that came out last week in
Yes.
the box office. First one that's worth pointing out, Bride Hard,
Mm.
did not crack the top 10.
Not surprised.
Not surprised. It barely made $1 million in the US on its opening weekend, as if it was going to make any money here. The fact that it did not track in the top 10 means I do not have a dollar value for how much it made. So,
Right.
I mean, after our review last week, you can kind of see why.
Yeah.
No one's excited about that.
Yeah, like again, not remotely not remotely shocking.
It's not even in the top 200 movies released globally this year. Uh,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
just in consideration for that, The Ritual with Al Pacino and Dan Stevens still made $3.4 million. What
Jesus.
else have we got here? What's another movie that we would know? That's just telling you something. Locked, the Bill Skarsgård movie that came and went,
Yeah.
still made 4 million worldwide.
Yeah. And
Um,
apparently in the US, #1 movie on Netflix. Everyone's like, and I'm like,
it
this is
should have seen it in the cinemas because it
it's
was
so
actually
classic that it's like, when did this movie come out? And you're just like, all you have to do is
yeah,
look at what's playing each week, and you'll
that's it.
find there is I maybe this is no, you know what? I don't think I am overselling this. There will always be a new movie that you haven't seen playing at the cinema every week.
Every week,
So
every week.
you might not necessarily want to see it, but that does not mean that there aren't new things coming out.
Just give it a go. You
Yeah.
might change your mind. And a movie that did come out this last week that we didn't talk about, The Friend with Bill Murray and Naomi Watts,
Yes.
still has made 4.6 million worldwide.
Wow.
So that is the context for how bad,
Yeah.
not just Braveheart is as a film, but how bad it has performed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the other film that is worth mentioning, obviously that we did last week, was Together. It came
Together.
at number 6,
Okay.
$476,000. Not a strong debut for an indie film. That's actually not terrible.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. And it is also like um I think it's still I
It's not
think
for
it's
lack of
just because
marketing.
yeah, like you can't yeah, I also just still think it's still a kind of niche
Body
thing.
horror
Like
is a tough,
when
and
you
this one that's as fucked up as this one as well is tough to
yeah,
get people like
like
really
this
caring
like
about it. Yeah.
the substance started off kind of slowish
Yeah.
because like that and then but that had like the Demi Moore effect that had like everyone talking about it. I feel like Together isn't in the conversation as much, even though
No.
Together's a fantastic
Brilliant
film.
movie. One of my
Like
favorites of
it's
the year.
brilliant. But I
Absolutely.
feel like it's just maybe it's not as bombastic to people as The Substance
Maybe.
was.
I mean,
Um
it's done okay. It's done 15 million worldwide.
yeah,
So it
like
opened to
this isn't an under
6.7 in the US.
yeah,
So it's
and
done well.
this was made for nothing. So
Yeah, I
it's
think it has
successful.
a where's its budget? I think it was like a $16 million budget or something, if I recall correctly. So
Um
yeah, really well done.
yeah. But like I think a body horror movie I mean, is it
$14 million
MA?
budget.
Is it
Sorry,
MA
$7 million budget. Sorry, I've
Yeah.
far overshot that. So
Is it
it's
MA
done
in
well.
Australia or
It
R?
is. It's MA, a
Okay.
strong MA though.
Yeah.
But
Um,
again, yeah, just one that is as intense as this one.
yeah,
Not a horror franchise either.
that's it. Yeah. And also it is coming out at a time when a lot of big blockbusters are being
A lot of big
seen over and
blockbusters
over again.
and big studio horror films, which is obviously what we'll be talking about next. So yeah,
Yes.
it's one of those. But I still look, if it made a million in Australia overall, I'd be pretty happy with that. But it's
Yeah.
already made its money back twice over in
Yeah.
opening weekend worldwide. Plus, it had its festival run. It's been in the festival since Sundance, so
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
like
done
we're
okay.
it's
Michael
coming out
Shanks will
like
work
yeah.
again.
It's coming out 8 months technically after
Yeah,
its first
pretty
been
much.
screened. So for
Yeah,
a movie to sort of have that longevity is good.
is good.
Yeah, Michael Shanks will absolutely get a movie out of this,
Do you think you'll do one called Together?
And
And
it's
now
just like
it's like Freaky Friday. It's just four people.
I mean,
It's an
wouldn't hate
orgy.
that
There's an
idea.
orgy who can't detach from themselves.
Oh no, it would end up being a couple, a
Mm.
man and a woman, but each of those people are made up of two people.
Oh.
Mm.
And then we turn into the substance. That's where we go
Yeah,
like all
yeah,
batshit
yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah, everything comes back to the substance.
Everything comes back to the substance. Speaking of batshit crazy, Pete,
Yeah.
let's talk about our second and final review for the this episode, and that
Hell
is
yeah.
the horror film Weapons.
This is a true story that happened in my town. So this one Wednesday is like a normal day for the whole school. But today was different. Every other class had all their kids. But Mrs. Gandy's room was totally empty. And you know why? Because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, and into the dark. And they never came back.
When all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. So this is touted as an epic mystery horror film, which I think is fair,
Yeah.
but there's a bit more going on. Written,
Mm.
produced, and directed. And I'll also point out he did the score with two friends as well, Mr. Zach Kreger, who shot to fame, film fame with Barbarian, his directorial debut a few years ago. Also a sketch comedian from The Whitest Kids You Know, who have done some of the funniest sketch comedy things in the last couple of years, or the last decade. The film stars Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Carrie Christopher, Alden Ehrenreich, Austin Abrams, Benedict Wong, and Amy Madigan.
Oof.
Now, we were big fans of Barbarian. We loved that movie.
Yeah.
A great film that subverts expectations. The film started as one thing and turned into something. It turned into something completely different, but still within the realm of horror. Did a really good job at that. The marketing campaign for Weapons. Now, I was just excited. I remember when they announced this, like back in 2023, I believe, and they were just like, Zach Kreger's next film is a Magnolia-inspired horror film called Weapons. And I was like, sold. That's all I need.
All the way in.
Marketing campaign this year was Ring doorbell camera and CCTV footage of children running away in the middle of the night with their arms in like a downward T pose, basically.
Yeah.
And it was creepy.
It's creepy
it was
as fuck.
unsettling. And I just went, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Of course I watched the trailer. I was like, I can't help myself. Even the trailer gave nothing
away.
away.
The trailer gives nothing away.
It's a creepy voiceover of a little girl who went, at 2:17, all the kids got up from bed, went downstairs and ran into the dark and never came back. And then it was just a montage of disturbing images. And I went, that's all I need.
Yeah.
We saw this on Wednesday. We were trying so hard to see it earlier too. I remember how many emails we were sending to be like, what's the chances? Warner Brothers, please. But we saw it on Wednesday. I was hyped going into this. You were?
I was, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like,
you were excited.
Yeah, obviously going back to like Barbarian, like that was an interesting time because I was for so Barbarian opened in the US and there was no chatter of it in Australia, like whatsoever.
We didn't know who was going to get it. Yeah, it was under Searchlight at that point,
yeah,
so we didn't know what was going on.
I was in Toronto for TIFF, my first popping the TIFF cherry.
TIFF cherry.
And there was one day that it was before the festival had started, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go out and about, and Barbarian was playing, and I was like, oh my God, I've heard about this.
I want to go see it, yeah.
And I was like, and nothing's happening with it in Australia. Perfect.
I remember being like, Peter Gray has come back from the great land of Toronto with news of Barbarian, like we're some sort of fucking uncivilized community movies.
So I saw it and I was like, yep, that completely was not what I was expecting. That whole first half, you're just like, Bill Skarsgård, you're doing something and I don't like it.
You're a creepy man.
And then halfway through, you're like, oh, he was just a really sweet guy.
He's just a sweet guy who got his head crushed against a wall by a fucking monster in a basement.
And then Justin Long comes into it and you're just like, you're an asshole, but I'm like so invested.
But also had the funniest scene of the film too, because people talk about with Weapons, but they forget with Barbarian. It was funny.
It was funny.
It's very funny.
So yeah, saw Barbarian and then came back and then it started to be like, oh, you know, it's done so well, like it's starting to get picked up. Like, don't expect a preview screening, but like
I do remember that. There was advanced screenings though, so I remember I got to see it, and I saw it with like a half full crowd.
Yeah.
In a small cinema. I went with our friend TV editor Josh, and we had a great time. Josh and
Yeah.
I were probably the most reactive in the screen, which is not abnormal. I
No.
mean,
Yeah,
between me and you, Pete, we could be a full audience of people
yeah,
watching
I'd
films, and
expect
I was the
nothing.
same during Weapons. I can tell you that much. I made that movie 40x with the excitement that was coming from my body watching that
So
movie.
yeah, so I like after Barbarian, which will also just say criminal that that is not available on
I need
physical.
that. I need a 4K of
Like,
Barbarian stat.
I'm really hoping maybe weapons will bring
Yeah,
about something. I don't know.
something,
Um,
something.
but I was yeah, like I had seen obviously the I guess teaser trailer, which is just the kid talking about how at 2:17 a.m. blah blah
Mhm.
blah. And I saw the official trailer, but again,
Yeah,
the official trailer doesn't tell
gives
us
nothing away.
anything. So I walked into this being like, okay, like I'm pumped for this because I've heard a few like
Mhm.
I saw a little bit of rumbling out of the US. Like I heard a lot of people say like the Magnolia comparison
Yeah.
is correct. They were saying it is quite shockingly funny.
Oh
And I
boy.
was like, okay, that's coming out of
For a
nowhere.
film about children who had disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. So I walked into this being like, okay, I'm very, very excited.
Mm.
And yeah, it was like I remember sitting there and so this was one of those things. So I was sitting with our good friend Phoebe. Nick was like racing
I
in.
got in like a minute late. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of turned around and I was like, Nick, and he didn't see me and you
I
said,
couldn't see shit. I couldn't
but you
hear
know what,
shit.
Nick? I heard you. I heard you through that screening. But yeah,
People must fucking hate me. I have so much fun in these types of
I
movies.
turned to Phoebe and I was just like, I was like, this is incredible. She was like, this is like 5 stars, no notes. I was like, this is incredible. Um,
Yeah.
the way that, I mean, similar to Barbarian, the way that this movie escalates is
Not just
wild.
escalates, but just subverts expectations in so many
Yeah,
ways too. Like,
I, I, if anybody goes into this and is like, oh, I saw that, I'd be like, bullshit. I
I
don't think anybody can telegraph this.
here's the funny thing. Once I figured out what was going on, and in fairness, there's probably still about 20, 25 minutes of the movie left. But when you
Hmm.
start figuring out what's going on, it's not this movie doesn't treat anything like a massive reveal.
No,
That's the thing. There's
yeah,
no it's not Barbarian where there's a giant twist.
no,
It's this using the Magnolia, and if people don't get the Magnolia thing, this is a movie. Obviously, this is a film best knowing nothing going in, but
yeah,
bare bones, it's a story told through six characters' perspectives
yeah.
of what
Very
happened
like,
after this, the
yeah,
children disappeared.
like fragmented
Pulp
story.
Fiction's a great comparison as well.
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction's really good.
yeah,
Rashomon, the
yeah.
Kurosawa film, is a really and Rashomon's probably a better one than Magnolia
Hmm.
because little nuggets of the story are revealed with each character
Yeah.
story or each chapter. By the time I got towards the end and I figured out what was going on, I was like, okay, that's cool because I didn't think that's what it was going to be,
Hmm.
but I like where it's going. I've already seen letterbox reviews like, oh, is that it? Is that all it was? Go fuck yourself. It's not about the reveal. It's
This,
about how well how well it's set up and how well the mystery is sort of unraveled throughout.
yeah.
And then it leads to this absolutely batshit finale, which was wild, which I
Hmm.
was laughing so hard throughout the whole
Hmm.
thing to the point where I had to stop myself because I was like, no one's laughing as hard as I am. I didn't know if you and Phoebe were because you guys were in front of me, but
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was laughing.
people behind me were enjoying it, but I was like doubled over laughing at one of the things that happens at the end of this film, which whether you should laugh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a sicko, but
Hmm.
it just the structure of this story,
Hmm.
while not entirely like new or unique, it's different to traditional storytelling, which is what we
Yes.
get a lot of anyway.
Yeah.
So it's super nice. The character work is incredible. The substance of all these characters is absolutely phenomenal. The performances are great. Julia Garner
Oh,
is fantastic. Josh Brolin is great. Alden Ehrenreich might have given his best performance.
he's fantastic.
He's
Yeah.
so good. And then Austin Abrams, who like people will know, people will sit like, oh, I've seen you in this, and that.
Yeah, yeah.
If that guy doesn't get more shit after this, because he plays the only spoil about him, he is a drug addict. He is so convincing
He's
as a drug addict in
he's
this
kind of
film.
it's weird. Like he's kind of like the only, I guess, like
He's like the most.
disconnected character
He's
to it all.
there's far more jointed like connections
Yeah.
between that, but the way he's brought in is very natural as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like
I
it
yeah,
all completely
but he's
makes
not.
sense.
Yeah, he doesn't have a history with anyone,
No,
which the
but
other
it's
characters sort of do. Yeah,
but it's funny how you were saying like reading reviews where people are like, "Was that it?" Because I'm like, this is again. I know it's sort of been
those
it's
people
been
need to grow
marketed.
the fuck up.
I, well, it's been marketed in a way that's like, it's terrifying and it's scary and it's horror and like
Mhm.
surely there'll be lots of like violence and blah blah blah. And I'm
Sure,
like, yes, okay, it is scary and it is horror and there is violence. There's some fucking really full on
there is
violence.
some there. You won't look at it.
There is a scene involving someone's face
Yes.
going against another person's face that was like, oh, that is yeah. Um, but this is one of those things where I'm like, this is it's like this is
Oh, and with the violence,
this
there's another face thing as well. Actually, I just realized how much faces
oh yeah, there's
fucked up in this
actually yeah,
film as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
This is a, for lack of a better word, this is a smart person movie.
It's a slow
Like
burn as well.
like I can see younger audiences going to this and expecting it to be
TikTok
A
kids.
to Z, very linear, very structured, very like, well, I think someone should die here, and there should be blood here, and there should be gore here, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that is not what this movie is. So I'm like, if you don't have patience, if you want everything spelled out for you correctly, like, don't, like, I don't want to say don't go see Weapons, because
No, but
please go see
it's
this movie. But I'm like, but don't complain that this movie is not scary or didn't give you what you wanted because you're expecting it to be something else. This is a very intelligent horror movie. And if you're dumb or you want things like just blood spurted at
so
you,
good.
go watch a slash, go watch any, like, just,
Let's go watch Final Destination. Go
yeah,
watch I Know What You Did Last Summer.
yeah,
Ballads, there's still movies we really liked,
yeah,
but that is what they're there for. So this is so
yes,
funny you mentioned this, and this is quick in a few weeks' time, but we'll say it now. We both interviewed Ari Aster this morning for Eddington,
we did,
and
yes.
I had a conversation with him about this, about people bring preconceived notions and expectations into a film, and then they get angry that the film is not what they wanted it to be.
Yeah,
And he was like, that's 100% right, because he's like, I'm not making the art that you want. I'm making
yeah,
the art that I want.
I
And
want,
that's not
yeah,
my fault if you didn't like it. He's like, if
yeah,
I made a bad movie, that's different. But if I
yeah.
had made the art that you didn't want to see, that's on you. And that's
But
exactly the thing with Weapons. This is a pretty much perfect film. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. I cannot wait to see it again.
yeah, no, it was funny. I did the same thing with Ari. I was like, when you're writing something,
Hmm.
like, I was like, do you, like, I was like, and if people misread that, you're like, I'm okay that people misread that. And he was like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
it's not, yeah, he's
On them for
like,
not reading the subtext. Like,
and that's
not,
the same with this. Like,
Mhm.
that's when people are like, oh, Weapons is like, I'm very much predicting there'll be a lot of Weapons is the worst movie I've ever seen. And you're like, it's fucking not.
It's far from the worst movie
But it's like,
you've
but
ever
it
seen.
means you wanted it to
Did
be
you
some.
see fucking Bright Hard fuckers?
But it's like a movie that isn't what you expect doesn't make it a bad movie.
Exactly.
So temper your fucking
But
expectations.
also, Weapons is a fucking great movie.
But
Like,
it
it
is.
is
It's
so.
fantastic.
But the way the mystery, because like it's a slow burn for probably for its first hour and a half, it is a
Yeah.
slow burn.
You're
Doesn't
like,
mean
yeah,
nothing happens. It's just so purposeful with how it's telling the story and what it's telling
yeah.
you about
It's
certain
dro it
characters.
drop it gives you its nuggets.
Yep.
It drops enough, and then
But there's
eventually
still
it's like,
scares in that hour and a half. I would say the first half is more jump scare front loaded than the back half. The first half
yeah,
has
the
far more creepier
once it
visuals.
kind of reveals itself,
Hmm.
it does become like it becomes a little bit more
Probably
un
fast paced and
becomes a
intense and
little bit more
unsettling.
unnerving and a lot more
Sure.
fast paced, and it does lean into kind of the bombasticness of it all.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the first half is a lot more like yeah,
It's very
because you're not like
calculated and
because
it's
you don't know
very
what's going on. So
but there's things that are shown in that first half too that aren't even talked about later on. There's a dream
yeah,
sequence with Josh Brolin that has a very striking image
yeah,
that is not touched upon. And I actually watched an interview with Zach Kreger about it, and he's like, sometimes I didn't even know what it means, but it made sense for Archer. And I was
Right.
like, okay, that's interesting. And that's true. We are watching a whole chapter of this film from a certain character's perspective.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to completely link in, but this gives us more of an idea of his mindset. And that's what's interesting about the character chapters rather than linear storytelling or like Strange Darling, where it's just told out of order.
Yeah.
We get more context about and subtext about characters that makes that portion interesting, but it might just not, it might have zero effect on what's happening later on. And
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool storytelling. That's world building. And that's something Zach Cregger has obviously fucking nailed in this film. It's
Yeah.
also hilarious. It's
Oh,
very funny.
like
It's so dark, but it is
beyond
fucking funny.
like because it was funny because we were saying like we saw this
Mhm.
and then we pretty much finished this and went straight into
Straight
see
into
the Naked
Naked
Gun.
Gun.
And we were like, oh my God, amazing. The Naked Gun is going to be such a good palate cleanser from
Yeah.
weapons. And look, it is because the Naked Gun, we'll talk about that more later on, but Naked
Yes,
Gun is
yes. It's funny as.
but so coming out of weapons, we were like the last like 20 minutes of this movie is like shockingly funny.
I
Like
I tried
like
to not put that on my letterbox, but I did
yeah,
say that. I was like, it is fucking hilarious how
yeah.
Naked Gun and Weapons have a very, very similar ending.
Oh, in the Naked Gun.
You
We were
tell-
like, we were like, this
we
is,
looked at each other like,
we were like, this is weapons.
we're watching the same
Like,
fucking
what?
movie right now.
But yeah, I also just want to. There is probably like in weapons, probably I feel like maybe one of the most effective scares, and it's not a jump scare or anything, and it doesn't really lead to anything violent. I think it
Just
was
the
more just how unnerving it was, how well it was executed. But there's a shot
this.
of Julie Garner sleeping in a car,
Oh
and
yes.
a person
Oh
walks. So a
yes.
person walks past the car, is also walking in a very unnatural manner,
Yeah.
holding a pair of scissors,
Mm-hmm.
walks past the car,
And you're like, sure, okay, fine, we're good.
then
Then you
like walks past the car, stops at the window. Julie Garner's still asleep, and then this person then walks on, and you're like,
oh
okay.
wow.
Then out of frame,
Oh
you hear
uh,
you hear the car door
that's
open, and
that was the bit
like,
that got me.
that
The
was the
fucking
and then
car
like
door
and
open.
that was kind of this moment in the cinema. Everyone was kind of like, oh, like I don't know. I won't say what happens from there
But
on.
it's so well done. It's
But that
so
was
well
but
done.
that was kind of the moment where I was like, okay, not that I was surprised that Zach
Also,
Cricket was so good at executing this sort of stuff, but it was just the way that that was filmed that I was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, like I'm excited to
also,
see what he does
well,
like going forward in a
he's
film
got
where this wasn't a particularly violent scene. So then when it does get to the violent stuff, you're like, fuck, all right,
oh, and it gets violent. It gets
yeah,
fucking violent. And he's
yeah.
doing Resident Evil next. He's got Resident Evil coming out
Which
next year, which makes so much
like
sense.
which is great because we sort of palate cleanser. We need a palate cleanser from fucking Welcome to Raccoon City. One of
Yeah,
the worst movies. Like, you want to talk
I
about
know.
bad movies? That's a bad
I
movie.
really wanted to like that movie because
I
I'm
wanted
an
to too.
apologist for that
Yeah.
shit.
Not good. Was not good. But I'm
I also want
excited
to
to see
say
what he does with it. Yeah.
really effective use of makeup as well for unsettling imagery.
Yeah.
There is a shot of someone's in the woods and they hear something and they
Oh,
look, and just the contrast of someone in makeup with the green trees behind them was just fucking, I've just got chills thinking about it. It
yeah,
is just,
yeah.
it's effectively creepy. This
Look, I'll just say no offense to gingers, but fuck me. Like, Jesus Christ.
I would just say Amy Madigan giving a hell of a performance.
Oh,
Um,
as soon as she rocked up, I was like,
the
okay,
school scene is just
yeah.
so
I
good.
was like, all right,
Oh
you're gonna be.
man,
I was like, you're gonna be someone I'm gonna need to like really,
I need a
really.
palate cleanse from her because she terrifies me.
Yeah,
We'll,
she's terrifying.
we'll close on this because this is a conversation that happened after the film when we were talking about it. We were talking about, is this the best movie of the year so far?
Mm.
So I gave it a 5 out of 5. Did
Hmm.
you give it 5 as well?
Hmm.
I also gave Sinners 5 out of 5,
Hmm.
and you gave Sinners 5 out of 5 as well.
Hmm.
Then we were talking, we're like, is this the best movie? Sinners is still up there for me,
Right.
but Weapons is fucking close as
Yeah.
a close second.
Yeah.
Sinners is just one of those ones where I think, I don't know, it was the exact same experience I had though. It is a slow burn until it's not, and it's just
Mm.
it's a masterful storytelling. It looks fantastic. I I think I'm gonna have this internal battle until the end of the year of
Yeah.
do I love Sinners or Weapons more? But where are you at the moment on that?
Yeah, I was the same. Like I was like, because I said to Nick, I was like, this is 5 stars. I was like, I think this might be overtaking Sinners. But then I'm also like, but then you have those th thoughts, and you're like, you're like, oh, Sinners did this so well, and yeah,
It's just so good.
mine's up there.
I watched it on 4K again the other night, like the first half an hour. I'm like, it just looks
Mate, I was
so
like, but
good.
man, because I'm like, maybe I need to rewatch Sinners
I can't wait to rewatch
now that
both.
Weapons is like so
Yeah,
fresh.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I've Weapons is the third movie I've given 5 stars to this year.
What was the third one?
I
Or the
gave
other one?
Twinless 5 stars.
True, that is correct. No, we did talk about that. I got a four and a
Twinless
half.
really,
I think
really
Twinless is
fucking
great.
hit.
I'm so excited
But
for it. They just released the trailer and the poster today.
yeah, yeah, but
Fuck, what a
oh,
year. When it's hit well.
yeah,
And two
uh,
horror films too. Two horror films from Warner Brothers that are both
ori-
original films
original,
from like really like the modern auteurs in Ryan
yeah,
Coogler and Zach Cregger. Like
yeah,
that's incredible.
yeah.
God, we eat well.
Also, we will just say, Weapons. If this is an indication as to if you should see it, if you want to see it, if you're a Jordan Peele fan, how's this?
Yes, this is good
When
trivia.
this script went up for like auction, so to
Hmm.
speak,
Yep.
Jordan Peele like barracked hard to make this film.
He wanted Monkey Paw Productions
He
to be
wanted
the
Monkey
team
Paw
that made it. Yeah.
Productions. So I don't, not necessarily meaning he was going to specifically direct it, but
But
also
he wanted to make it. Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
wanted to make this film. He did not win that auction.
No.
Um, and he fired his management team. He was just like,
Wild.
you dropped the fucking ball. I
Wild.
don't want any of you anymore. And you're like, and then you watch Weapons and you're like, I could absolutely see this as
This
a
is
equal
Jordan Peele
production.
coded. This is very
Yeah.
like early M. Night Shyamalan coded
Yeah.
in a good way.
In a
Like I
good
know there's
way.
some
Yeah.
negative connotations to his name, but like most of all, like Zach Cregger's two for two between this and
Yeah.
Barbarian. And this, like, as much as I loved Barbarian, this is better than Barbarian.
Oh,
It's
but
got a
this is better. Yeah, this is
it's
100% better than
scarier. It's
Swearing.
much
Yeah.
more impactful on a technical level. It is for the editing of this film is fantastic. There are shots. There's these montage shots. There's one specifically of a school kid walking home from school and just watching him at different points, and the camera's always side on from him, and it is just perfect editing and framing. It is just I can't wait to see it again. This is
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies of the year. What a week! Freakier Friday and
Oh,
Weapons.
yeah.
So fucking good. We've eaten well this week.
I mean, and it's, showing the spectrum of like an amazing original and a
A
amazing
legacy sequel, right?
sequel. Like proof that,
You can do both.
because I
And you
said,
can enjoy both, god damn it.
yeah, because I actually said in my Freaky Friday review, I was like, look, like it's not great that original films are dwindling as much as they are, but I was like, but in a time where remakes and sequels and reboots kind of are key,
Hmm.
I was like, Freaky Friday absolutely justifies its existence because
Absolutely.
it's proof that you can do that
Was
well.
supposed to be a Disney Plus movie as well, and absolutely deserves the theatrical
But
experience.
I was
This
like,
was so entertaining to watch with the crowd.
and you
Both
just got to
movies.
go like Disney Plus. You just be like, hey, Disney, maybe stop making movies for Disney Plus because this is the third movie
Yeah.
that was meant to go to streaming that you've pivoted to theatrical.
And one of them
And
made a billion.
Moana 2 and Lilo and Stitch both made $1 billion.
They both did that, right? Yeah.
Moana 2 making $1 billion is wild to me.
Yeah.
But
Kids
Freaky
love it.
Friday is on track to sort of be a really solid performer. And you're just like, yeah, I don't think it would have had the impact it would have had on Disney Plus.
I agree. I
And
100% agree.
and that's kind of the same for a lot of streaming movies. Like they come out, you sort of, for a weekend, you're like, okay, and then you never
They
talk
get
about
lost.
them again.
They get lost
Case
in
in
the
point, no one's talking about Happy Gilmore 2 anymore.
massive weekend, and then it's just kind of
But you look at it and just go, but if we're getting Freaky Friday and like I know what you did last summer, we're getting these legacy sequels, you're like, could have Happy Gilmore 2 might have made a decent mint at the box office,
could have
sort
been a
of thing.
better movie too.
But
Who
anyway,
knows?
yeah,
Freakier Friday and Weapons.
yeah. Bang
Hell of
it.
a double
Bang the
feature for the
weekend.
weekend.
What a great double feature that is.
That is a good double feature because they're both entertaining as hell. If you want to see more thoughts, but I won't lie, I tried not to spoil much in my review. Head to worldofscreens.com. You can see my
Hmm.
reviews for both of those films, and you head to the aureview.com to see Pete's reviews for those films. That's the end of another World of Screens podcast, episode 10
Yeah.
done and dusted. Next week on the show,
Hmm.
we're reviewing Nobody 2, the action sequel with Bob Odenkirk, and finally hitting Australian cinemas, one of our favorite films of the year again, one that Pete saw last year at TIFF. The Life of Chuck is
Hmm.
finally here, and we have a lot
Wow.
to say about it, and I think a lot of good things to say.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, before that episode, head to worldofscreens.com for all the latest film and TV reviews, news, and incredible articles, much, much more. At World of Screens on Instagram and X, you can find us there. Pete, where can people find you as we say au revoir?
You can find me. I was like, okay, we've never said that before.
I'm a French now.
aureview.com, Rotten Tomatoes, Peter Gray, Gray, and Instagram and X at Rated PDG and Letterboxd as well. Every now and then I'll be like, oh, I've got to update that.
And then you got
Um,
like 10 movies you've got to
yeah,
put in.
like,
Yeah, I do the same.
but yeah, that is all of the things. And I know both myself and Nick, we have interviews up the wazoo
I'm
coming
literally,
out.
once we get off this, I'm
Once we
going to the
go, yeah,
bathroom and then I'm logging into an interview in 10 minutes.
yep. I've got one that's been pushed back slightly, but that's all right. Give me a little bit of
Oh,
time to eat some food.
gosh darn it.
Um, and yeah,
It's all
look
happening.
out for all of the things.
All of the things.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. We'll see you next week for the World of Screens podcast.